الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. I apologize coming late. It was for, like they say, circumstances far beyond what I could handle. I ask for your pardon and I beg Allah to forgive us all. Today, inshallah, we will continue with our book At-Tasfiyah fil Masail al-Fiqhiyya by Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Ali al-Shawkani rahimahullah, Qadi Shawkan. And we will continue with the bab under Kitab al-Wud'u, under Kitab al-Tahara, Babu Nawaqid al-Wud'u, the chapter on the things that vitiate the person's ablution, those things that nullify an individual's ablution. Nawaqid al-Wud'u, those things, the things that nullify an individual's ablution. Imam al-Shawkani says, rahimahullah, وَيَنْتَقِضُ الْوُضُوءُ بِمَا خَرَجَ. Look at your nuskha. بِمَا خَرَجَ. In some nusakh, it is not there. وَيَنْتَقِضُ الْوُضُوءُ بِمَا خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ. For some, وَيَنْتَقِضُ الْوُضُوءُ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ. لا, بِمَا خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ. وَيَنْتَقِضُ الْوُضُوءُ بِمَا خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ من عين أو ريح وبما يوجب الغسل ونوم المضطجع وأكل لحم الإبل والقيء ونحوه ومس الذكر. وينتقض الوضوء بما خرج من الفرجين من عين أو ريح وبما يوجب الغسل ونوم المضطجع وأكل لحم الإبل والقيء ونحوه ومس الذكر. Imam al-Shawkani rahimahullah, he says, وَيَنْتَقِضُ الْوُضُوء, the ablution, يَنْتَقِضُ, becomes nullified. وَيَنْتَقِضُ الْوُضُوء, the ablution, ينتقض, becomes nullified بما خرج من الفرجين, بما, with whatever خرج, comes out, من الفرجين, from the two farjs. Al-farju, ulama say it is ashakku بين شيئين. If you have two things, farjun, farjan, but this is because it is in the condition of a juicy, ulama refer to as fi mahallil jar, that is why it is farjain, otherwise it will be farjan, farjun, farjan, furuj. So he says, وَيَنْتَقِضُ الْوُضُوء, the ablution becomes vitiated bima kharaja, because of what comes out min al-farjain, from the two farjs. So what is al-farju? Not faraju. Farju. Faraju is getting out of difficulty. Faraj. But farju is ashakku bayna ash-shay'ain, a hole, a passage between two things. So in our case, ma bayna rijlayna, that's in between our two legs, there is farj, or there are furuj there. So that's one farj, two farjs. One farj, two farjan, in between our legs. So whatever comes from the hole between our legs, So that is what is referred to as al-farju. So each person has two farjs, from where something oozes out of his body. One in the front and one at the back. The one at the front is referred to as al-qubul. The one at the back is referred to as ad-dubur. So the two farjs, one is called what? Al-qubul, the one at the front. The other one at the back, the second farj, is called ad-dubur. The one at the back is referred to as what? Ad-dubur. The one at the front is referred to as what? Al-qubul. So al-farj could refer to any of the two. So when in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ. The ulama explained to us that وَالَّذِينَ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ, those who حافظون, who protect, who preserve their furuj, that is the dubur and the qubul. And they say two ways to preserve them. The first way is you preserve them from sight. You do not allow somebody to see these two farjs or any one of them. وَالَّذِينَ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ. So it also refers to both of them, and it refers to two things, two ways of preserving furuj. Preserving them from sight and preserving them from nothing haram coming to touch them. So I'm mentioning this because I got aware a few days ago, far away from this city, that some brothers now compel their families to have something to do with them from the anus. The Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam prohibited this. And he says, whoever does this, alayhi salatu wasalam, فَقَدْ كَفَرَ بِمَا جَاءَ بِهِ أَبُو الْقَاسِمِ. That person has disbelieved in what Abu al-Qasim has brought. Not that the person has now become a kafir, but it only goes to explain how serious and grievous the punishment of doing that is. An individual having something to do with his family from behind. So, this is haram. This is haram. One of the ulama, Shaykh Abdullah al-Bukhari, has an entire book on this to prove that it is haram. And there are a lot of narrations from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam to show that it is haram. But those others who make zina, I got aware also that some of them say it is farj, it is ad-dubur, they have zina with, not where we think of. So ulama say the two of them. This verse prohibits the two. Zina in the two forms, whether from before or from behind, they are both prohibited. This verse, لِفُرُوجِهِمْ, because al-farju has to do with the two. So this is very important because may Allah protect us. People are being given inspired by shaitan. Shaitan will teach them a way of bypassing Allah's rule. But there is no bypass for Allah's rule, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when it says, وَالَّذِينَ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ, it is also talking about behind and before. May Allah protect us. So don't say, no, it is only before. Behind too, furuj is part of the farj. So al-farju, with a sukun on the ra, is a hole between any two things. And al-faraju, when it has a fatha on it, it's referring to a way out of a trouble. Although some of the ulama say even al-faraju can also be referred to as al-farju, because troubles block the way. So when you have a way, that is also farj. But what is most common is to refer to that one as what? Al-faraj. So what we have done first is to make us understand the words in the book we are reading. Al-Imam Shawkani says, وَيَنْتَقِدُ, and it becomes nullified. What becomes nullified? Al-Wud'u, ablution of the individual. How? Bima kharaja, because something comes out as a result of what comes out min al-farjayn, from the two holes we explained, ad-dubur and al-qubul. They are the two farjs that he refers to here in this text. And he says, min aynin aw rihin, whether that thing is something we can touch, ayn, something you can touch, a solid or perhaps a liquid, aw rihin, or something that is air. So we have two groups of things to deal with. Ayn, something that can be touched, a material that comes out of the two farjs. So we have bowl, we have ga'it, we have urine, we have physis, al-ga'it, we have al-mani, we have al-madhyu, we have also what? Al-wadyu. These things come out of as-sabilayn. So al-farjayn is also referred to as what? As-sabilayn. Because al-farju, as-sabil. Al-farju, a way out of something, a pathway out of it. So the pathways out of our body are two. One in the front of us and one behind us by the power of Allah subhanahu. Min al-farjayn. He says, min aynin, out of something we can touch, aw rihin, or something that is air, we can't touch it. So we look at these matters one after the other. Min aynin. The first of these matters is al-ga'itu wal-bawl. We take them together. Al-ga'itu wal-bawl, feces and urine. The two of them make, when they come out of us, the ablution becomes void. When either of them, urine or feces, comes out of us, the ablution becomes void. The evidence for that have come in 2 or 3 forms of text. The first is from a verse of the Quran, the verse of Wud'u. We read this verse repeatedly. In a part of it, Allah says, وَإِن كُنْتُم مَرْضَى أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ أَوْ جَاءَ أَحَدٌ مِّنكُم مِّنَ الْغَائِطِ. The proof is here. أَوْ جَاءَ أَحَدٌ مِّنكُم مِّنَ الْغَائِطِ. أَوْ جَاءَ أَحَدٌ. When any one of you, جَاءَ مِنَ الْغَائِطِ, returns from al-ga'it. Al-ga'it is al-baraz, al-madhab, al-fada, al-khala. All of this, we remember these words, good? The open place or the toilet. An open place where we go to defecate. Yorubas refer to that as atan. People go far away in the open desert, in the wilderness to defecate. That place where they go to defecate is also referred to as what? Al-Ga'it. So, Ja'a ahadun minkum min al-Ga'it. When any of you returns from a Ga'it, like saying when any of you comes out of a toilet. So, 2 things this will involve. If you go to a Ga'it, you have either gone to make at-Tagawwut, to defecate, or you have gone to make what? At-Tabawwul, to urinate. So this verse captures the two. When we go to make At-Tagawwut, or we go to make At-Tabawwul, this verse indicates that we have to perform Wud'u. So this is first evidence that both urine, passing away or passing out urine, or defecating, vitiate the ablution of the individual. Both urine and feces coming out of the individual, either of them vitiate the ablution of the person. So the first evidence is a verse from the Quran. The second evidence is al-ijma', consensus. Al-Imam Abu Bakr ibn al-Mundhir, he has a book, al-Ijma'. He cited ijma, consensus. The ulama, they are agreed that whenever we defecate or that whenever we urinate, our wudu is void, becomes null, becomes vitiated. So that's a verse and that is ijma. But there's a hadith. We'll come back to that hadith. The hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. We will come back to this hadith inshallah. And it occurs in Al-Bukhari and Muslim. It is also evidence that whenever a person defecates, bima kharaja min al-farjain min aynin, if the ayn is feces or urine, the wudu becomes null and void. The third thing we will mention, mimma kharaja min al-farjain min aynin, is what? Al-madhyu. Al-madhyu, we repeatedly said it. You can refer to it also as al-midhyu. Some ulama even say instead of having sukun on the dhalun, you can have a kasra on it. Al-madhyu. They say that. So they are all correct. Al-madhyu is the fluid that comes when a person is sexually agitated. Whether he thinks of something with his family, then the fluid gently comes out. Or from foreplay, it comes out. Or some sort of it. These days, because of severe cold, it could come out of you even though you don't think about private dealings. Severe cold, the warmth that follows your folding yourselves together, it can make you emit this fluid. So watch for it. Whatever fluid that comes out of you, whether you are a man or a woman, know the nature of the fluid, because that will determine what you will do. If it were money that comes out of you, that is semen, male or female, it is ghusl you will perform. But if it were madhu or al-wadi that comes out of you, you only wash your private area and then you perform wudu. So you see, the rulings are different. Therefore, each of us should know what is the nature of the fluid that has come out. The difference between al-maniyu and al-wadiyu is that and al-madhiyu is that al-madhiyu is less thick. The mani is thick, semen is thick, and it's yellowish usually. But al-madhiyu is lighter. It's also sticky. That differentiates it from urine. Urine is not sticky, al-bawl. But al-madhi is what? Is sticky. Stick. That is, it will be drawing like ila. You have to come down to that. Okra soup. Kamar kubewa. So it sticks. It sticks. And it is lighter when you compare to semen. We must know all these things because there is ibadah in knowing them. You will handle your ibadah with your knowledge of them. So when al-madhi comes out of you when you are in salah, your salah is voided. Why? Because your wudu with which you perform that salah is not. So you have to go wash that part and then you perform ablution. What is the proof? Ali ibn Abi Talib, we read this hadith when we discussed najasat. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu said, radiyallahu anhu, kuntu rajulan madza'a. I am a man that usually excretes this. Don't think it is an illness. Some brothers have it easily, they emit this. I know somebody like that. He was a muazzin while we were in the university. Because of that, he told me he never greets a woman. Salam alaikum. So people started complaining. Brother, so is this, brother. So I called him one day. Brother, why? He said, if he tries it, his body will feel something. Rahimallahu rajulan arafa qadra nafsihi. May Allah shower his blessings on the individual who knows his own limits. People don't know their limits. So he started with the sister, salam alaikum, something will happen with you. Be careful. May Allah protect us. So when this happens, the ablution is vitiated. But some people have that always. one of those who used to have it was Ali ibn Abi Talib. Umar radiallahu anhu the other way around. His own case was mani. Always Umar had mani, ihtilam, on him. Umar radiallahu anhu. So don't think that it is a sin, and don't think that some genes have affected you. Easily people think, are you sure this thing no be alijanu? It is not. Just handle it as appropriate. Understand it and handle it appropriately. He says, Kuntu rajulan madha'an. I was a man who used to be disturbed by a regular flow of what? Al-madhiyu. He says, radiyallahu anhu, فَأَمَرْتُ رَجُلًا أَنْ يَسْأَلَ النَّبِيَّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. So I told one of the companions, this is the riwayah that is common. He himself asked the Prophet Muhammad, Ali ibn Abi Talib. There is also a riwayah of Ammar ibn Yasir. The one who is common is that he told Miqdad ibn al-Aswad to ask. So all of them asked. Al-Imam ibn Hibban rahimahullah, he said, so what happened? They were in a discussion discussing this matter. The Prophet was not there. Miqdad, Ammar, Ali ibn Abi Talib, and who? The three of them were discussing the matter. And so they said, okay, you ask. Ali said, you ask. The other one said, no, you ask. So each of them asked. Radiyallahu anhu. They asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he gave them the answer. But Ali radiyallahu anhu was initially shy because he was married to the Prophet's daughter. He says, limakanat ibnati, because of the status of his daughter with me. So he was shy. But when the Prophet was asked alayhi salatu wasalam, qala tawadda'a waghsil dhakaraka, tawadda'a waghsil dhakaraka. What you will do is that you have to perform another ablution and wash your private organs. Ulama say, does it mean he will perform the ablution first before washing his organ, or he will wash his organ first before performing ablution? Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar rahimahullah said they are both correct. He can start with washing, as is also authentic in another riwayah, that igsil dhakaraka thumma tawadda, wash your male organ and then perform wud'u. But he says it is also allowed, because it has come like this, that the person may perform the wud'u and then wash himself, if that person does not have an opinion that massu dhakar yujibul wudu, that when you touch your private organs, it becomes compulsory for you to perform ablution. But the response to that, as we shall come back to it, is that massu dhakar yujibul wudu is akan al-mas bishahwa. Massu dhakar, touching your private area, your organ, gaga, touching it, yujibul wudu. It will make it obligatory for you to perform ablution if the touching was the touch of shahwa. Because an individual came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, a Bedouin. So he asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that I was scratching myself, as is in the riwayah of Al-Imam ibn Hibban, that I was scratching myself. In that riwayah it also says he was scratching himself during salah. And as I did, I scratched and touched my private organs. So what do I do? The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that it is bid'atun minka. It is a part of you. In another riwayah, it said, mudghatun minka, mudgha, a muscle of flesh from your body. In some riwayah, it says, bad'atun minka. Bid'atun means a part of you, but mudghatun means a muscle, a flesh on your body. So if a person for al-madhiyu chooses to make wudu first before washing himself, he will be doing the washing not out of lust. Because there is also the hadith of Busra bint Safwan and 18 others amongst the companions, radiyallahu anhu, amongst them Abu Huraira, Aisha radiyallahu anhu, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, and all of them who reported that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Man massa dhakarahu falyatawaddah. whoever touches his private organ should perform ablution. So that is why they are saying that if you have al-madhi on you, the best thing for you is wash it first and then perform ablution. Khurujan min al-khilaf. When you do that, you are sure that you have not you have not violated any rule. But in case the person is a knowledge-based person and he knows that if he touches his male organ and it is not out of shahwa, then it does not violate your wudu. In fact, it's a way of performing an act of ibadah. So you are not touching yourself out of lust for yourself. So it is out of performing an act of ablution. The point we are saying is, if al-madhi comes out of you, it vitiates your wudu. The question is, how then do you wash it? You can wash it in two ways. But the better one is wash it first and then perform ablution. When you do this, you don't have any problem. Wash it first and then perform ablution. If you see somebody performing ablution first before washing it, know where he's coming from. So you don't say, no, you are wrong. He is not wrong. He knows what he's doing. It is also allowed, according to some of the ulama, and their position is sound. But khurujan min al-khilaf, it is better, going out of difference of opinion, it is better for you to wash it. Some people ask, what do you wash? The entirety of the male organ or just the area? This point shows that igsil dhakaraka, it means the entirety of the organ is what you will wash. Although, for those who say it is only the parts that it touches, if you wash a part of it, in Arabic, you would have washed dhakaraka. You would have washed a part of you would have washed your male organ. If you washed a part of it, it will suffice to mean that you have washed your male organ. So whichever of them, but ensure that, don't forget izalatul najasa, hatta la yabqa lin najasati aynun aw atharun. We must ensure that we wash it so that nothing of that najis, impurity, remains on us. The point is that al-madhi, when it comes out of the body of a person, it spoils the wudu. Just like urine, just like feces. That is the third thing that we will be mentioning, that when it comes out of us, that wudu is vitiated. After mentioning that hadith of Ali ibn Abi Talib that we read to us, Al-Imam al-Hafiz ibn Hajar rahimahullah says, فَعُرِفَ بِهَذَا, this hadith of Ali ibn Abi Talib, it will be known from it, أَنَّ حُكْمَ الْمَذْيَةِ, that the ruling regarding al-madhya, hukmul bawl, is the same ruling like urine. You wash it off and make wudu. It says, وَغَيْرِهِ مِنَّ وَاقِذِ الْوُضُوءِ, and others like it, amongst those things that vitiates the wudu of an individual. I hope this point is clear. There are three things we have mentioned now, min aynin. The first of them is what? Al-gha'it. When it comes out of us, it vitiates our wudu. The second one is what? Al-bawl. When it comes out of what? It spoils the wudu. The third one is what? Al-madhi. When it comes out of us, it spoils our al-wudu. The third ayn, or the fourth ayn we'll mention is al-wajhu. When it comes out of us, it spoils the wudu too. What is al-wajhu? We'll explain. We are just mentioning them again lil mudhakara, so that we can remember them. Al-wajhu is the fluid that comes out of an individual shortly after urine. After urine, you see something coming out. It's thicker than urine. It is sticky. It's slippery. To say something is sticky means that it is what? Slippery. But the urine is not slippery. That is how to differentiate it. Some brothers have it. After wudu, they have to wait for some time. So be patient if this is your condition. Be patient when it comes, you wash it together with the urine that you are washing off yourself. So that thing is referred to as al-wadi. When Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu spoke about these fluids, and he spoke about al-wadi, he said, "Igsil dhakaraka, wash your organ, aw madhakiraka, or your male organs, وَتَوَضَّعْ وُضُوءَكَ لِلصَّلَاةِ, and then perform wudu in the kind of manner that you perform wudu for salah. So the fourth thing or the fifth thing is what? Al-wadiyu. The first one is al-gha'it. It vitiates wudu when it comes out of you. Igbe. The second one, urine, ito. It vitiates wudu when it comes out of you. The third one is al-madhiyu. It vitiates wudu when it comes out of you. The one that follows is what? Al-wadiyu. It vitiates wudu when it comes out of you. For all of them, you wash the parts affected and you make wudu the way you perform wudu for salah. The fifth one from ayn, min aynin aw rihin. Min aynin aw rihin. The first one or the fourth or fifth one amongst the ayn is al-mani, the semen itself. When it comes out of us, it becomes obligatory on us to perform wudu. And the proof for that, apart from the hadith we will read to us now, is al-ijma'. Al-ijma'. Al-Imam Ibn al-Mundhir mentioned al-ijma', and al-Imam al-Shawkani says he does not know khilaf. He says he does not know khilaf. Meaning he is inadvertently telling us that there is what? Ijma'. That when al-maniyu, semen, comes out of us, our wudu has spoiled. In all of what we have mentioned, as it affects men, that's the same way that it affects women. The way it affects men, all what we have mentioned. They too, they have al-wajh. They too, they have al-madh. They too, they have ga'it. They too, they have al-bawl. They too, they have al-mani. In all of these, the way it affects men, that is the same way it affects women. What men will do are the same things that women will do. So the fifth one we mentioned was al-mani. And we mentioned that the ijma' is evidence for that, apart from this hadith that we will mention. Let's do the way ulama, the scholars of fiqh do. What if the urine comes out from other than the anus, the passage area, and then the ga'it comes from the anus, from other than the anus? It says, وَيَنْتَقِدُ الْوُضُوءُ بِمَا خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ. What if it does not come out from al-farjayn? Doctors do a surgery on a brother. This brother had wudu when they did the surgery. And inside his stomach, they find feces or urine, and they brought it out. After the surgery, does he still have wudu or not? The ulama say he has not wudu. Yes, that his wudu has vitiated. Because it is confirmed that these things have come out of him. This is the madhab of Al-Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad, Abu Hanifa. But Al-Imam Shafi'i says no. His wudu is not vitiated. Why? Because it did not pass through these normal passages. But we all understand that it is not about where it passes. It is about that it comes out. Is it urine? And if the man has expelled urine, it vitiates his wudu. So it appears that the madhab of the Jumhur on this issue is the correct thing. A woman may have a surgery, not delivery surgery. The same thing like we said of the brother. She has wudu at the beginning. Just opening the stomach and closing it up as they do. Does that simply vitiate the wudu? No. But if they bring out urine or feces as a result, the coming out of urine and the coming out of feces is evidence that the wudu has spoiled. And this can be deduced from this statement of Al-Imam al-Shawkani. Because what he was talking about is ma kharaja min al-farjayn, that thing that comes out of the two farj. He was not saying that until he comes out of the two farj. Ma kharaja min al-farjayn. That thing that comes out. He did not say if it does not come out from there. Like Al-Imam Shafi'i says, rahimahullah, and those in his madhab. But the opinion, inshallah, that is correct is that as long as these things come out of an individual, then the wudu is spoiled. Okay. What if from that farj something comes out? Like Anna. Just that. Do we get this point? What do you call Anna in English? Worms. Worm. The person says, oh, I've seen it before. Worm comes out from the individual. Just the worm. What will the individual do? Is it because it came out of the farjain that makes him become somebody who does not have wudu, or that thing comes out? The correct view is that if it does not come out along with any form of air or physics, which is very, very rare or practically impossible, then the person has wudu. But if it comes out along, because it is living inside the physics, so there is no way if it come out that the physics will not come along with it. Even if it comes out from the mouth, it will be smelling physics. I have seen somebody before. He said, oh, hey, this place is paining me. I said, what is that? She just dipped her hand in the mouth and brought out one. She wanted to run and I said, don't run away. I put my leg on it. Because there were a lot of people there. There is nothing to fear in these creatures of Allah. What will an Aaron do to you? A worm. It does not do anything to any individual. Put your leg on it. So I didn't remove my leg until I ensured that it was dead. So if it comes out from the mouth, it does not vitiate the ablution. We'll come back to that too. If it comes out from the anus alone, it's not. But it is not possible for it to come out from the anus without carrying along the feces. Let us understand this point. People will be asking you, you'll be giving them fatawa. May Allah protect us. So this is how that point is. I just felt we should relax with them, inshallah. I think they are clear, inshallah. Now, he says, okay, there are two issues too. There is what ulama refer to as salasul bowl. Some people, when they urinate, the urine does not stop. After urinating and cleaning up themselves, before they stand up from that place to the mosque, urine has come again. This thing is referred to as what? Salasul bowl. That is tasalsulul bowl. Bowl coming, following itself. The man cannot control his urine again. The ruling regarding that will be like the ruling regarding a woman who can't control her blood. So what they will do is they will wash up themselves for every salah. And they will perform ablution for every salah. And they will remove their minds, whether something comes or not. They will go and pray. For another salah, they will do the same thing. They will go and pray. Because la yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. This deen is very easy. So if a person has problem with salasul bawl, he should handle it like that. May Allah accept our deen. Abu Huraira, or before that, the second one the Imam mentioned was Awrihin. We finished Ayn Ko. One Ayn we mentioned was what? Al-Ga'it. The second Ayn we mentioned was what? Al-Bawl. The third one was what? Al-Madhi. The fourth one, Al-Wajh. The fifth one, Al-Mani. 5 things come out of us. Men, you add blood for women, but we'll come back to that, inshallah. For women, they will add blood. They have all of these and blood. When a man is urinating blood, look for the nearest hospital. May Allah protect us. It is not normal. Now, it says, أَوْرِيحٍ. Let's go back to our text. وَيَنْتَقِدُ الْوُضُوء بِمَا خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ مِنْ عَيْنٍ أَوْ رِيحٍ. أَوْ رِيحٍ. There are two types of rih that comes out. Air. In English, they say farts. Go. When you fart, there are two forms. This deen is very, very painstaking in its expressions. That's what ulama refer to as fusa'un. So the rih, branch 2. Branch 1, fusa'un. Branch 2, abdurat. Or duratun. Fusa'un bil hamza. Or bil hamz. And what? Bura, like you want to write sirat. But instead of sod, put one dot on it. And you give it a dhamma. It is what? A burat. Fusa'un is when the fat comes out without a noise. No noise. In fact, if you are not careful, you yourself, you will not know. It is when it starts smelling, you say, ah! So that is called what? Fusa'un. But when it comes, this one is called what? Burat. The two of them will vitiate ablution. Both fusa'un and what? Buratun. The two of them vitiate ablution. Fusa'un and burat. They both vitiate the ablution of the individual. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu reported from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. He says, La tukbalu salatun. La tukbalu salatun. No salah will be accepted. Mimman ahadatha hatta yatawadda'a. From anyone who makes ahadatha, who makes hadas. This is the point we are coming back to. لا يقبل الله صلاة أحدكم إذا أحدث حتى يتوضأ. It's another riwayah of this hadith. The hadith occurs in Al-Bukhari and Muslim. لا يقبل الله صلاة أحدكم إذا أحدث حتى يتوضأ. The salah of any one of you will not be accepted. إذا أحدث. When he makes hadas. When he expels hadas. The ulama say all of these things that we expel, urine, bowl, urine, ga'it, feces, al-madyu, al-wadyu, and al-maniyu, and all of what we have mentioned, they are what? Ihdas, when they come out of us. They are hadas. So you see, this hadith is evidence for all. He says, لا يقبل الله صلاة أحدكم إذا أحدث. Allah will not accept the salah of any one of you when al-hadath comes out of him. Al-hadath is a general term for all of these things. Bowl, guide, al-wadi, al-madyu, al-maniyu, all of these things, they are under what? Al-hadath. فَإِذَا أَحَدَثَ لَا يَقْبَلُ اللَّهُ صَلَاتَهُ حَتَّى يَتَوَضَّأَ. Unless he performs ablution. So this is evidence that all al-hadas, every form of al-hadas that a person makes or expels from himself, will make it obligatory for him to do what? To perform ablution. I hope this point is clear. So you see, this hadith is evidence for everything that we have talked about today. Because they are all forms of al-hadas. What I have said, al-Imam al-Khattabi rahimahullah was cited by Badruddin al-Aini in Umdatul Qari, his sharh of Sahih al-Bukhari, that al-Imam al-Khattabi says, دَخَلَ فِي مَعْنَاهُ. He says, دَخَلَ فِي مَعْنَاهُ كُلُّ مَا خَرَجَ مِنَ السَّبِيلَيْنِ. Everything that comes out from the two places, دَخَلَ فِي مَعْنَاهُ, comes under this meaning. دَخَلَ فِي مَعْنَاهُ كُلُّ مَا خَرَجَ min as-sabilayn. Everything that comes out from al-qubul and ad-dubur, they come under this hadith. That إِذَا أَحَدَثَ أَحَدُكُمْ لَا يَقْبَلُ اللَّهُ صَلَاتَهُ حَتَّى يَتَوَضَّأَ. I hope these points are clear. So we have finished with the first part of this text. When it says وَيَنْتَقِدُ الْوُضُوءُ بِمَا خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ مِنْ عَيْنٍ أَوْ رِيحٍ. The next part of it, وَبِمَا يُوجِبُ الْغُسْلِ. I would have thought that we should stop here. We should stop here. Because we are going to take this point along with the next chapter. The next chapter is the entirety of what we will explain here. مَا يُوجِبُ الْغُسْلِ. Check the next chapter. The things that for them it is obligatory for you to perform ablution before you perform them. Or those things that obligate ghusl. Those things that compulsorily, when it happens, you must make ghusl. Ma yujibul ghusl. Those things that make ghusl obligatory. Like khurujul mani. It makes ghusl obligatory. Cool? We'll state the hadith. Iltiqa'ut khitanayn. When two circumcised organs meet. Ulama say not that when they meet alone. We'll come back to that. Because it says alayhi salatu wasalam, watawaratil hafashatu. And then the hafsha, the upper part of the male organ, that upper part that has a shape and then there's a depression inside. That upper part must be consumed by the woman. It is not that once they touch, pam, like this, ghusl now. Many people think this is the meaning of that hadith. It's a mistake. The meaning of the hadith is that al-hafashatu, the head of the male organ must finish inside the female organ. This is iltiqa'u al-khitani. We'll come back to it inshallah in our next class. When this happens, wajab al-ghusl. It becomes obligatory to make a ghusl. And that will mean that the wudu has spoiled. You see now, khurujul mani, when it comes out, wudu has spoiled. So these are some of the things that makes ghusl obligatory on us. Inshallah, because there are about 4 or 5 to come back to them, I think we should stop here. وَيَنْتَقِدُ الْوُضُوءُ بِمَا خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَرْجَيْنِ مِنْ عَيْنٍ أَوْ رِيحٍ. It suffices that we stop here. Inshallah. So we can attempt our questions that we have, inshallah. Alaykum salam. Al-mani is not pre-yo. It is the semi-gaga. It is al-madyu that is pre. Pre-seminal fluid is al-madyu. Al-maniyu is the seminal gaga. Even you can remove al, call it semen. Because that is what seminal means. If al-madyu touches us, al-madyu is najas. It's najis. So you have to wash your body. The clothes, you have to wash wherever it touches. It is najasa. But if it were al-mani, you don't have problem. You can even pray with it after your ghusl. That is the problem people have in cold times like this. In Oshogo that is cold. Here is cold. Lagos is not cold. Lagos is even warm now. But here is cold. Ife is cold. Kaduna is chilling beyond cold. So when a man has something to do with his wife in the night, he is shy. He does not know what to do. The women too will be running from the men. Please don't run away from your husband. Don't run away from him. Allow him. If you are certain that making ghusl will bring harm to you, make tayammum. Perform fatayammamu. Make tayammum. Fatayammamu. Sa'idan tayyiba. فَامْسَحُوا بِوُجُوهِكُمْ وَأَيْدِيكُمْ مِنْهُ. Just rub your face with one touch, palm, and you blow it, as is in the hadith of Ammar ibn Yasir, in the riwayah of Abu Dawud. It's also in the riwayah of Al-Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah. You blow the hand. And then you rub, he says, فَامْسَحُوا بِوُجُوهِكُمْ, the entirety of your face, وَأَيْدِيكُمْ مِنْهُ, and then your palms. That's all. So the question you will ask is, what about the money you and your body? No problem. Go and pray like that. Because the money you is not what? Najis. The messenger is better than you. Is he not better than you? He used to pray like that too sometimes. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So it may even be sunnah that you do it sometimes. And sometimes you ensure that you clean it before you go. Sometimes you leave it like that. Because the best of men used to leave it like that too sometimes. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So women, don't run from your husbands. Husband, you too, don't run from your wives. That is the way out. May Allah protect us. Alaykum salam. Now, have the mic on with you. Okay, it's not working. Now.
They will now pass a pipe.
Start, please. I wouldn't get you from the beginning.
Some people may have operation on their this thing, and they will pass pipe from where the urine comes out from.
Yes.
How do they handle such if they want to?
They are urinating.
You don't understand.
The urine is coming out.
The pipe it's there.
With
them, and they will be for some times.
They are carrying along the sack of urine. The one inside you too, you are carrying it along. It is because his bladder cannot retain the urine. That's why he brought it out inside a sack. It has the same ruling with your bladder. Your own is inside. They brought his own out, gave him a temporary one. So they have the same ruling. There is nothing you can do about that. An individual who has a weak bladder or bladder issues, or the bladder is deflated or something, may Allah protect us. Instead of him urinating on his body, they put it inside somewhere. So he'll be carrying it about. I've seen somebody like that before. I've also seen somebody who has cancer of the trachea. So he can't eat food from his mouth. So they D-U-G, and pass a pipe from here down from the upper part of the stomach into it. So when he wants to eat, the rahmah that Allah gave you. Sometimes we enjoy favors, we don't know that they are favors. So to put food in your mouth is favor. Gari. You say, I'm drinking gari, be saying Alhamdulillah. Don't stop there. What should you end it with? Rabbil Alameen. Because it can be ala kulli hal too. Drinking gari is Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You can taste that gari is sweet. Gari, oh kabaje. Wallahi, big favor from Allah. This man, they will carry, and he can't eat something that has to be mulched, that has to be grinded. Usually akamu. They'll put it there and they'll mulch, they'll grind moi moi or akara, kosei. They grind it. He lived 2 streets away from my house, where I stayed in the north. So they'll put it there, they'll cruise it and put it. He can't eat food in his mouth. Not for 1 day, not for 2 days. That is how he will live forever. May Allah protect us. So you should know that you are enjoying big favor from. I'm enjoying too, we are all enjoying. It's rahmah from Allah. إِنَّهُ كَانَ بِكُمْ رَحِيمًا. So, if a person has to carry the urine, he should carry the urine. That is his own condition. Alaykum salam. This is not clear. I mean, nurse. Now,
the part of the exit hole, the exit hole,
The
as in
exit hole.
the anus, then the like as
For
in
women,
for women
they have
we have
the one from which urine come out,
Exactly.
the one from which the feces comes out, and the one from which children come out. The one from which children come out is different from the one from where urine comes out. The one from where the urine comes out is at the tip, like a needle like this. If you don't understand it now, when you go home, go and see your family's home. Learn it. Some people say that because al-mani comes out from there, so it should be najis. Ulama say, urine comes out from different places. Mani comes out from different places. Because the mani comes out from where the children come out. It doesn't come out from the place where urine comes out. Even we, men, are they not different? Are the vast difference? How many are they? Sorry, vast difference. Doctor, how many are they? 2. The vast difference is the pipe that pumps your semen. Allah makes them 2. I think one for urine, one for semen. Cool? Is that? Am I correct? Tell me. Layman, I'm a layman. The issue is I read about things like this a lot. You must understand what you are doing. Because at the end of the day, it will affect your religion. A brother came to me about a week ago and said his own wife has a small womb that cannot be called a womb. And she does not have a fallopian tube from where the eggs can be produced. Brother, I was talking about people being hopeful in the mercy of Allah. When I finished, he came to me and said, Ustaz, I was the one you were talking to. He was in front of me like this. He said he took the woman to the UK. May Allah make things easy for them and provide them with children that will be joy for them. We enjoy a lot of favors, ikhwa. So a woman who has a normal womb, she's enjoying one favor from Allah. A woman that is menstruating, the brother says since he married his wife, she never menstruated. Because she does not have something to produce the egg. The fallopian tube has problem. That was how she was giving birth to. If a brother wants to marry a sister, will you do that test before marrying her? So if he was running away from sisters because they are heirs, and then he come and jam without womb, without fallopian tube, where will he run to? May Allah protect us. Alaykum salam. Please educate me. The vast difference are 2. What happens? The urine comes from one, or they come from the same area? The passage for the urine is the same passage for semen. They connect. Okay. They connect. But outside here, they lead out. What happens outside? The urine and the 2 come from the same place still. The urine comes directly from the bladder through one of them or through anyone. It has a dedicated one. Does the semen have a dedicated one too? Is it the other one? Okay. 2 pathways for semen. Okay. 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 Allah has made provision for everything. In case one of them packs up, you will open up the other one. Abi? I have seen cases like this before. The issue is people ask questions that will make you go and start reading some things. May Allah protect us. So, but the brother said that for the sister, she has to stay in the hospital for 2 years. That in the UK, there's a hospital where they can help the fallopian tube to produce an egg, and they will take out the egg. He is normal. They can take his semen, they can take the egg, and they make an artificial insemination. But She said she can't wait because it is too expensive. 2 years in hospital in UK. How is that? So you just carry one sister after a month of nikah, she's pregnant. You don't know that Allah has favored you. May Allah protect us. I mean nurse. Yes, what do you call it? One catheter? Yes, catheter. Is it catheter? Catheter. 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 No, I want the name. Not say the rubber. I say the name. Catheter. Okay, catheter. Catheter. Sure. From where does the urine come out? Does it pass through the organ? Where will they wash? Do they have a place where the urine comes out and touches any other part of their body? So they don't have anything. Now you can live Allah. They don't have a place to wash. The urine did not come from its place. Although the coming out of urine will make the ablution to be vitiated. But it has not come from the normal place. The person does not have a normal place, quote and unquote, from where that urine will come out. So it is only the ruling that is applicable to his circumstance that you bring to him. So if he does not have a place where it comes out from his stomach. They fetch it like a bowl of water. Where will he clean? He doesn't have anywhere to clean. He can't pour the water in his stomach. Don't think one can son you. These things happen to people. May Allah protect us.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Now, when you were discussing washing the male organ, you said we have to watch the entirety of it.
Yes.
Include the scrotal sacs.
No. The scrotum is the scrotum.
Okay.
It is connected to the penis for men. And it produces inside it, those two things, they produce the semen, the sex cells. So it is only connected to it through a pipe. It is not that it is part of it itself. Or anatomically is it part of it? Is it when you discuss anatomy of the male organ, or you discuss the scrotum separately, or you discuss them together because they are close together, not necessarily because they are one and the same thing. Are they one and the same thing? You study them together because they are together, or because they are the same thing. They are related. So, but watch it. When people study the length of male organs, they don't calculate the scrotum, where it comes from. They calculate where it sprouts from, where it grows from. That is the area of attention. I think that is what the Sharia considers too. So you watch the entirety of that. But if you watch the place itself that this najis has touched.
The other question I asked some weeks back.
They say what?
I asked this some weeks back, but you couldn't answer.
You say what?
I said the other question that I asked some weeks back that you couldn't answer about.
What you saying? The other question I answered.
No, you couldn't answer it. I asked you some weeks back, so I want to repeat it now.
Okay, what is it? Ask.
About if a person entered upon the Jama'ah that want to pray Salah.
Leave Salah. Tahara first. Alaykum salam. There's a question here. The question is about Salah. Leave Salah, we'll come back to Salah. What is the ruling on oral sex? The other one is anal, anus, haram. I got aware some brothers force their wives. Those women should report them to their fathers and mothers. Yes. And they should be ready to go out of the house of such men. Any woman that the husband is compelling him to do that, first of all, tell his father and his mother. After talking to him, he refuses. Be ready to go out of his house. He's a sinful person. And he wants to bring you to sin. Don't allow him. When you allow him, you are cooperating upon sin. And it is haram also to cooperate upon haram. When he's rejecting, just report him to. A sister said if she rejects, the brother will beat her. That means that brother must be a criminal. If it's in the UK and the US, in South Africa, he will go to jail. Go. Please, don't take it lightly, women. Report them to their parents and be ready to go out of the house. Allah will provide you with a reasonable man. There are many reasons for that. It is very painful for women. Read about it. Go and read about it. Read about it. May Allah protect us. This question is, what is the ruling on oral? That is mouth now. I've been asked this question publicly by a woman before. She said the same thing. The husband will beat her if she refuses. That she should bring her mouth towards his male organ. May Allah protect us. Alaykum salam. You did not hear the last question. What was the answer? Is it halal? He thought we had finished and he didn't want anybody to ask before him. We'll come back to you after this question, inshallah. The ulama are divided on this. Shaykh Abdul Aziz ibn Abdullah ibn Baz, he says it is jaiz because we do not have a proof to say that it is haram. And that when Allah discusses things like this, He allows a man to enjoy his wife in every way that he wants, except those ways he says, but don't do this one, like that of the anus. Okay. The Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah, Abu Abdul Rahman, he says, we do not know it except from the practice of dogs. What will that mean? It will mean that it is haram, because we are prohibited to behave like animals. So these are the two views of ulama about it. But recently I studied it medically. They say it brings about the cancer of the trachea. That there is no way a male will be so clean and tidy that he will not have bacteria stuck on his male organ. That if this woman begins to have something to do with her mouth, if she has any sore in the mouth, that sore can be infected by a bacteria. If she does not have any sore inside her mouth, it can give her cancer of the trachea. وَلَا فَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ بِكُمْ رَحِيمًا. So don't kill yourself because of this harm. So because of this harm, avoid it. That is the advice that I will give you. Having told you the fatwa from the two ulama, what I will advise you is that because it has harm connected to it, you should avoid it. Allahu Akbar.
Now,
there's a brother there who is waiting to get an answer. Bismillah. But did you hear the last answer? You heard it? Okay, Bismillah. Alaykum salam. Appearance. Yes, for a husband and his wife alone. Another lady, no. It will bring shubha of lineage. It will bring the problem of lineage. Ulama say what Allah says is that in ummahatuhum illa Allahi waladna. So if you go and plant it inside, you plant the fetus inside another woman and she gives birth to it. And Allah said the mother is the one that gave birth to it. So what will happen? One mother gave birth to it. One mother has the egg. To avoid this clash, it's sufficient. More so that they can take care and deliver the baby without planting it anywhere. So why not do that and restrict it to that? Allahu Akbar. Consistency. Yes, yes. Usually the fact too has a hadith. It says if you do not hear the smell or the sound, forget about it. If you don't hear the smell, there's hadith of Abu Huraira. If you don't hear the smell or the sound, don't bother yourself. Likewise, ulama discuss something that happens to women. Their stomach moves such that they feel from their private areas as if they are passing fat. Ulama say they should disregard it unless they perceive a smell of fat. Otherwise, they say because they have regular movements inside their stomach that could cause some air to come out of their female organs. So women too should disregard such kind of sound or movement when they notice them. When you feel like farting and you decide not to release it, you are a hakim. Al-hakim, I didn't say hakao. And the word I expressed is an Arabic word. Al-hakim, haqinu, qaf, nun, ha'un. The ha has a mad. Hakim is the one who wants to fart but deliberately holds it. Or he wants to urinate, he deliberately holds it. He wants to defecate, he deliberately holds it. It is like blocking a free-flowing river. The ruling ulama say it is makruh, discouraged. So the correct thing, although some say it is not allowed to go on with salah like that, but the least thing they say is that it is makruh, discouraged, avoid it. So when you feel like farting, fart, perform wudu. When you feel like defecating, defecate, renew your wudu. When you feel like urinating, urinate and renew your wudu. Finish your questions in your second appearance. That is the condition before you ask your question. Condition taking. The lady that gave birth in Lagos, to what? The baby was having a mushaf on his hand. We heard it and read it. Even though it may be photoshopping. What is the ruling regarding somebody bringing Quran from the stomach? So what does that mean? What does that mean? That is evidence that Quran is from Allah. Or what? What is the meaning of that? If it were true. If it is true. Assume that it is true. A woman came here, oh, I want to deliver, oh, she delivered one Quran, one mushaf fell from her stomach. So what? The iman of the Muslim is not based on these cheap things. Cheap. So if the woman didn't give back to a child coming with Quran, so what? It doesn't have anything to do with it. An occurrence, something happened. One time there in Okebale, they say there's a rock, they show Allah. Was it true? Or they thought? Or they were seeing double? Most of them are lies. I didn't say all of them. Most of them are not true. But in case that they are true, it does not have anything to do with us. Raditu billahi rabba bil Islam dina wa bi Muhammadin nabiyya wa rasula. There is no sufficient evidence. It doesn't do anything to our faith. In fact, don't preach with it. Don't say, oh, you see, Islam is a good religion. There is one woman that gave birth to a baby. This is a Christian approach. A brother was saying to me that they said a Christian gave birth to a baby. He said, so he asked them, was it King James version or Roman Catholic version? He said, so the brother was telling me, he said, Abu Naasir, I searched for it. I said, so who printed it? He said, he asked them that question. They printed it in Agbara in Lagos. So how did he get into the womb of the woman? You know that blue King James version they shared to us in the primary school? You know the blue King James version, and it only contains a New Testament. They printed it in Lagos. How did he get into the womb of the woman? He should not have a printer if it is from God. So most of these things are lies. Lies. If it carries Toba Jewan, if it chops them amongst the Christians, it should not shop with Muslims. It no go chop us. We are too intelligent for that. That doesn't have anything to do with us. May Allah protect us. Dajjal will do worse things. And the mu'min at the time will still tell that, look, you're a liar. Dajjal will do stronger things. Really, Dajjal. He will do worse things. More tempting things. Yet the Muslims at the time will tell you are a liar. In fact, this makes us believe that you are a liar. You are just proving to us that you are a liar. Not to talk of one